Good day, all. So, welcome to the next part of my DVD or Doctor Who DVD overview series. Today we begin with Tom Baker's second last season as the Doctor, and I guess this one is kind of notable because the script editor for this season, and yes, that's my cat getting into stuff in the background. But this season is notable because Douglas Adams, who later rose to fame with Hitchhiker's Guide in the Galaxy, was actually script editor of the show during this year. So probably, at least in terms of popular culture, by far the best known script editor in Doctor Who history. So we'll start with the first episode, Destiny of the Daleks. And this episode is also notable as it sees the debut of Romana 2, who regenerates at the beginning of the story, introducing Lalla Warden, kind of an in-joke. People wonder, did she go through, 5 or 6 regenerations at once, but, it was all just for comedic effect or whatever. But Destiny of the Daleks, and this was the return of the Daleks to Doctor Who after been about 5 years before they had previously appeared. And this season itself is also notable, as this is probably when Tom Baker's Doctor got to kind of its jokiest or silliest, so there was a lot of comedy. A lot of that also probably was in no small part to Douglas Adams. But anyway, so starting off here, Destiny of the Daleks also brings back the character of Davros, who after Genesis of the Daleks appeared in every Doctor or every Dalek story from then till the end of the series. It really, in some cases, became more about him than the Daleks themselves, which I guess kind of took away from the scariness or whatever of the Daleks by themselves, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, Destiny of the Daleks. And then we have City of Death, co-written by Douglas Adams. Considered by many to be one of the all-time greatest Doctor Who stories. This is the one that takes place in Paris. And you'll notice right here it says David Agnew, which was actually just a kind of screen name or whatever for Douglas Adams, or pseudonym for Douglas Adams, and David Fisher, who had written some of the story, but it was completely reworked by that point. So here we go, City of Death. Some people actually think this was the only bright spot in this season. I don't know. I've actually always liked this last season, or liked this particular season of Doctor Who, and I seem to be in the minority. But if anyone else there likes it or likes these stories, then let me know. So anyway, so there we go, City of Death. And remember, this was actually, I think, the first release that actually came out simultaneously in Region 1 and 2. Before that, Region 1 had always been significantly behind, sometimes by more than a year, in some of the DVD releases. And I actually remember when this one was announced, it was big news, and I think this, along with later Genesis of the Daleks, were the 2 highest-selling Doctor Who DVDs for years. And then the story that a lot of people hate. I don't necessarily hate it myself. I definitely don't think it's Doctor Who's finest hour. But The Creature from the Pit. And I don't think they actually even give you a picture of the creature from the pit here on the box. But yeah, it's interesting, to put it mildly. Anyway, so here we go. Creature from the Pit. Guess there's not a whole lot to say about this one. I don't know, it's like I said, I don't hate it, but lots of people do, so make up your opinion on, or make up your own mind on that one if you check it out. And then one which has actually often been one of my favorite Doctor stories, Nightmare of Eden. And here we're really, Doctor Who often tended to pick up on topics that were current in society at the time, and this one takes up the issue of drugs. In this case, Vraxoin, which is a, I guess they're the space version of cocaine or heroin or whatever. The creatures in this one, they're, they did what they could with the budget and the costumes, but sometimes it didn't quite work out the way they would have liked. But anyway, so But other than that, like, not a bad story. It all takes place on a ship. It's all studio based. Which actually, the ship itself, the sets, given the time frame and the budget and whatnot, it's actually not that bad. When you compare it to some of the other sets, it wasn't what I typically call your wobbly Doctor Who set, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that was the first part of Tom Baker's second last season. So as always, everyone, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.